So, this is my first video talking about my journey as a mummy entrepreneur. I'm currently 6 months pregnant with my second child, 12-year difference. Have no idea why I've chosen to do it so far apart, and most people are rude or direct enough to ask me the same question: why have I done it so far apart? But it's a journey, expecting a baby boy. First one's a girl, so completely new journey. It feels like a first pregnancy. So I wanted to talk to you guys about my journey as a mummy entrepreneur. When I was pregnant with my daughter 12 years ago, how did I forget that? Mummy brain, pregnancy brain is real. Don't let anyone tell you it's not. So when I was pregnant with her, I had this just burning desire to do more. I was off already on maternity leave. I had an up and down pregnancy, so I took maternity leave early before she came, and my brain was just going to fuzz, and I wanted to find something to do. So I decided to start a business, and I didn't know what business I wanted to do, but I'd known I wanted to be an entrepreneur all my life. I was on maternity leave looking for stuff to do, and I came up with the idea at that time of selling handbags. I love handbags, and they say you should try to turn your passion into pounds. So I embarked on this journey of trying to figure out what my passion was, because it's not always that easy to know what your passion is. So I embarked on this journey to understand how I could turn my passion into pounds. And I guess I want to start working with you guys and just giving you hints and tips about the journey I've been on and the journey that I'm embarking on now, to help you think about how you can turn your passion, your purpose into pounds. So for me, it was selling handbags, and some of them were awful. There's a book called The Best Friend's Guide to Pregnancy that I think is by Imogen Adams, and I recommend it to everyone because there really is something that goes a bit askew in your brain. My taste in fashion went really wrong, so I bought these handbags, trying to sell them back. Luckily, some people also have atrocious taste, so they bought them, but I wasn't really passionate about the handbags. So I started looking around again. What else could I do? What else could I do? And I decided to make jewelry. So I bought loads of beads from eBay, different crafting shops, and I'd sit there making beads. And actually, it was really relaxing. Um, was I passionate about it? Not particularly. So that business was quite successful. People liked the jewelry, sold them at a couple of fairs, but the passion wasn't there, so I didn't continue. Fast forward a few years, and I'm still thinking, what can I do? I've gone back to work, but I'm still thinking, what can I do? So I start making greeting cards, handmade greeting cards, because thing about your passion is sometimes you have to really look at the patterns. So the pattern for me was this kind of creativity that started to come out. So it was the greeting cards next. And while I really enjoyed making them, you can't make any money off greeting cards. I mean, the effort you take to cut pieces out, to stick them on, to understand all the different materials, to make them 3D, the effort and love that you put into making a handmade greeting card, I can promise you, customers don't actually pay you for that time. So that was a non-starter. But through that process, I started to write poetry for the greeting cards, and I'd always kind of liked writing and thought I'd like to write a book. And I'd started writing a book. I'd written the introduction. Um, at the time, it was called Screwed in the Ghetto. Yeah, it was called Screwed in the Ghetto, which was kind of like the ghetto version of Screwed Up Sister, of Sex in the City. But it actually ended up being Screwed Up Sister, the name of my first novel. So that's something that I really did throw myself into, was writing my novel. And from the minute that I put pen to paper to write the introduction and then ran away with fear to when it was published was about 10 years. So it took me a long time to really step into my passion and find my purpose, but I did. And I managed to publish my book. So I taught myself to publish books. I use Amazon's platform. It's really simple. It's really um, easy to use. It's very supportive. It's intuitive. And it means I don't have lots of stock, because the one thing I learned through the beads, the cards, the handbags, is stock's a real issue, because holding stock and having stock that ends up being obsolete and unusable is pointless. And it's a very expensive lesson to learn. So, big lesson is don't hold on to stock. Please don't. So that was the beginning of my mummy entrepreneur journey. That's one of the achievements I made, is becoming an author. And in the next installment, because I'm not going to make these long, no one wants to sit and listen to anyone for much longer than 5 or 6 minutes. In the next installment, I'll tell you about some of the other businesses that I ran. But what I do want to leave you with is use your passion, identify your patterns to help you understand what you should do if you're planning to be an entrepreneur like me. Thank you. Speak to you soon. Bye.